You ever watch a car stop like it's ashamed of itself? Like it knows it did something dirty? That's what happened with the black Tesla that pulled up and died right at the edge of my driveway. No warning, no drama, it just stopped, lights flickered, screen went black like it gave up. And I stood there on the porch, coffee in hand, thinking, well, that's what happens when you steal electricity from an engineer. It started 3 weeks before that moment, slow, subtle. I got my power bill and thought, must have been the AC, or maybe the garage freezers acting up again. But the number didn't make sense. It was almost double what I usually pay. And trust me, I notice when things don't add up. I'm an electrical engineer, numbers are my thing. I monitor everything. I have load tracking apps, smart plugs, even a breaker monitor. But I couldn't find the source. Until one evening, I'm walking to the mailbox and I spotted this bright orange extension cord snaking across my driveway, plugged into my side outlet and disappearing off toward the street. I follow it, half thinking it might be a prank, and there it is, plugged straight into a black Tesla Model S, sitting smugly like it owns the block. Now, we don't live in a high-traffic neighborhood. Everyone knows everyone. And I know for a fact that Tesla doesn't belong to any of my immediate neighbors. That's when I realized someone's been plugging in and charging their luxury EV using my power. Without permission. Without even a damn thanks. I ask around and it doesn't take long for a name to come up. Dolia Thorne. HOA board member. Mid-50s. Wears tennis skirts but hasn't picked up a racket since the Bush administration. The kind of woman who calls the city over the color of your trash bins. She's got money, she's got clout, and clearly, she's got nerve. Funny thing is, I applied to install a certified EV charger at my own house last year. Went through the whole process, submitted plans, got the permits, and the HOA, run by Dolia, shut it down. Said it didn't fit the community aesthetic. But here she was, using a dusty outdoor plug by my garage to fuel her car illegally. I didn't want to go nuclear right away. I figured maybe it was a mistake, or maybe she thought we had some unspoken neighborhood charging agreement which we didn't. So I wrote a polite note, left it on her windshield. Hi Dolia, noticed your Tesla's been charging from my outlet. Can we talk about a fair arrangement? You know, civil stuff. She ignored it. Next day, the cord was back. Plugged in like nothing happened. So I escalated a little, put some cones in front of the outlet. Obvious ones. Bright orange, can't miss them kind. She moved them aside like she was rearranging patio furniture. Didn't even blink. I left another note. More firm this time. Suggested we discuss a payment system or stop the usage entirely. Still nothing. And every night, a car kept showing up, drawing power from my house while she went inside and binge-watched reality TV or whatever HOA queens do in their fortress homes. Then one day, I caught her in the act. She was wearing this white brim sun hat like she was in a vineyard, casually walking back to her Tesla after plugging it in, looked right at me and smiled. Not sheepishly. Not apologetically. Just smug. Like I should feel lucky to be helping her out. That's when I called my buddy Liam. He used to work for an EV charging startup and now he's in electrical compliance. I tell him what's happening and he just goes, she's probably using a current amplifier. Those things are illegal as hell and can fry your system. He wasn't joking. That night, after she left, I went out and checked. Right there, attached to the cord, was a sketchy little black box with weird Chinese lettering and blinking blue LEDs. Looked like something you'd find at a flea market. I googled the model. It was an unlicensed current booster, banned after multiple house fires in California. Not only was she stealing my power, she was turning my house into a fire risk. Now, I could have called the cops, but let's be real, they're not gonna send a SWAT team over an extension cord. And the HOA. Please. She was the HOA. So I did what any half-decent engineer would do. I installed a surge protection cutoff on that outdoor line. Totally legal. Commercial grade. The second it detects a dangerous draw or a rogue device, it cuts power for 60 seconds and resets. Harmless to normal appliances, but a nightmare for shady setups. The next evening, she plugged in and nothing happened. The Tesla's lights flickered, error popped up, charging failed. She unplugged, tried again. Same thing. I watched from my living room window, not even pretending not to stare. She looked around, confused. Then walked off. But she didn't stop. She kept trying, night after night, clearly convinced the issue was with the car, not the fact that I was done being her unpaid power supplier. And just when I thought it was over, I got a letter from the HOA. An anonymous complaint had been filed about unauthorized electrical modifications at my property. I was ordered to submit to a safety inspection. It was so vague, so obvious I could smell Dolia's perfume on the paper. I didn't flinch. I printed out all the legal docs for the surge protector, installation manuals, safety certifications, everything. Let them come. Inspection day rolls around. 2 HOA board members and a city inspector show up. I walk them through everything. The inspector's nodding, even impressed. Says my setup is cleaner than most residential installs he's seen. Then, and I swear this was staged, Dolia walks up, all pleasant and fake, holding a clipboard and acting like this is some routine wellness check. And right in front of all of us, she plugs her Tesla back in, says something like, "Let's just make sure everything's functioning correctly." What she didn't know. She'd recently had the Tesla's charging port replaced aftermarket, uncertified, probably a discount job. And that, combined with the sketchy amplifier she kept using, made a perfect storm. She plugs it in. There's a beep, then a snap. Not loud, but sharp. The Tesla flashes red, then black. Entire dash goes dark. The inspector raises an eyebrow, checks the cord, spots the amplifier. "This device is bound," he says flatly. "This could have started a fire." Dolia just stands there, frozen, mouth open like her brain's buffering. Final repair estimate on her Tesla. 18 grand. Warranty. Voided. Insurance. Denied thanks to the amplifier. The HOA backed off instantly. I got my EV charger approved in less than a week. Even got a refund for my permit fees. As for Dolia, she stepped down from the board for personal reasons. Neighbors stopped inviting her to anything. Last I heard, she sold the Tesla, picked up a used Prius, and keeps to herself now. But here's the weird part: a couple months later, she showed up at my door. No HOA letter. No threats. Just a plate of cookies. "I was wrong," she said. "I thought I could just take. Because I was used to people not pushing back." She left the cookies, apple cinnamon, and walked off. And I'll be honest, they were really good. So yes, sometimes justice isn't loud. Sometimes it's a fried Tesla, a revoked warranty, and a plate of damn good cookies. But now I'm curious, if someone took advantage of your home, your power, your patience, would you stand your ground or let it slide? Let me know in the comments. I think more people are dealing with this kind of stuff than we realize.